I request a round of applause for the General Dance Troupe. Thank you.
I sincerely want to commend all the chiefs of delegation here for finding time out of their busy schedules to participate in this year's general assembly. I would also want to use this medium to specially thank and appreciate all our invited guests for creating time to be here with us at this time. We cannot be tired of appreciating the support of the Chief of Defense Staff for his purposeful leadership and interest in developing physical fitness in the armed forces of Nigeria. I wish to thank and appreciate one and all who have played one role or the other in seeing to the success of this General Assembly. Thank you all and God bless.
The aim of this organization is to bring soldiers together in the field of sport rather in the field of battle. The organization which I'm the president, that's OSMA, which means in French, Organisation du Sport Militaire in Afrique, in English, Organisation of Military Sport in Africa, is a big branch of this mighty organization, CISM, in Africa. The idea of creating OSMA was initiated by Major General Ishola Williams of Nigeria. The idea was then deliberated during OSMA World General Assembly and football tournament in Guinea-Conakry in February 1994. Colonel Hamad Kalkaba Malboum of Cameroon drafted the first OSMA statutes and was adopted during the 49th CISM General Assembly in Istanbul, Turkey. This, my organization, was formally inaugurated and adopted constitutionally in Algeria in 2008 under the patronage of His Excellency Abdulaziz Nelly Bouteflika, the late President of Algeria, Republic of Algeria. The founding fathers of this, our organization, are Major General Ishola Williams, Colonel Potem of Senegal, and Colonel Hamad Kalkaba Malboum of Cameroon. These are the three founding fathers of this, our organization. Let me use this opportunity to inform our invited guests about OSMA activities and programs during my tenure as the 5th OSMA president, despite the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown almost for 2 years. Program and activities conducted include a General Ordinary Assembly of board members of this, our organization. We meet here in Abuja in 2021. I was able to conduct Sahel military games in Abuja also in 2021. And I conducted the General Assembly in Sierra Leone. Similarly, during my tenure, I was able to pay a working visit to some member countries in Sierra Leone to discuss the possibility of hosting our General Assembly, which was approved and conducted in 2022. I also visited Niger Republic in July 2022 to solicit for the hosting of marathon, which was granted but not yet conducted. I equally visited Democratic Republic of Congo to solicit for the conduct of the first edition of Great Lakes Solidarity Game for Peace, which was also approved. Furthermore, in my capacity as the World Vice President of the International Military Sport Council for Africa, I have attended the following CISM programs with the approval of the Chief of Defense Staff and my Honorable Minister of Defense. I attended the CISM Board of Directors meeting and symposium in Greece, Board of Directors meeting in Austria, 77 General CISM General Assembly and Congress in Peru. I also attended Basketball 3-on-3 Championship in Germany as officer representing CISM and World Military Cadets. I also attended World Military Cadet Games in Russia as the representative of CISM acting president. Recently, in July 2023, together with the CISM president, we paid a working visit to South Africa and negotiated for the holding of the CISM World Military Games in Johannesburg in 2027. It is very important to mention that this is the first time Nigeria is organizing this General Assembly here in Abuja, with the highest number of participating member countries and more than 35 and sir, in our midst, we have more than 35 generals across the African countries attending this General Assembly. Additionally, the Chief of Defense Staff has also approved the hosting of the military games here in Nigeria, Abuja, this year in November 2024. The trophy, the flag games, the torch of unity were presented to Nigerian Chief of Defense Staff by my humble self this year, last year I mean. Already 37 countries have forwarded their preliminary entry and interest to participate in this Abuja African Military Games, November this year. To achieve our aim as OSMA, we have inculcated and bring forward some programs, some sporting programs that will bring our officers and soldiers in one umbrella, in one harmonious whole for the common good of all of us. The first program, we have African Military Games. This trophy was donated by His Excellency Daniel Arap Moi, the President of Kenya, late Daniel Arap Moi of Kenya. The first edition of this African Games was held in Kenya about 20 years ago. Now Nigeria is holding the second edition. We also have the African Football Championship. This trophy was donated by His Excellency, the government of Burkina Faso, by His Excellency Blaise Compaoré. After he left, we transferred the trophy to the President Roch Christian Kabore as the sponsor of this championship. We have about 3 hosting of this championship. Then Nigeria also donated the Handball Championship trophy. This trophy was donated personally to us, and I received the trophy from the former President of Nigeria, His Excellency Chief Obasanjo. After he left, we transferred the trophy to His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, which he promised to sponsor the championship. It was not held actually. And now we have transferred the trophy to His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our President and Commander-in-Chief of Nigerian Armed Forces. At this juncture, I would like to solicit the Honorable Minister of Defense to forward our demand for sponsorship for this trophy in order to bring the armed forces together. Next, we have the African Marathon Championship. The trophy was donated by the government of Niger by His Excellency Muhammadu Tanja. Next year, we are hosting this championship in Niger together with the marathon race. Another trophy was also donated of boxing by His Excellency Yoweri Museveni. Every year, he used to print all the jerseys, the tracksuit, and give the money for sponsorship, the funding of the championship.
It's a truly honor to stand in front of you today on this special moment, the 8th OSMA General Assembly here in Abuja, Nigeria, where we gather not only for this important and significant meeting, but we are also with the right leaders at the right moment to strengthen bonds of friendship and cooperation between our African nations. It's an immense pleasure to be here among the vibrant culture and warm hospitality of Nigeria. So, Minister of Defense and Major General Maikano, once more, thank you for the privilege and honor to being invited. Our presence here not only symbolizes the spirit of military sports management, but also serves as a platform for forgiving partnerships and alliances, particularly with the esteemed authorities of all African continent. In the spirit of collaboration, I am pleased to announce that we are close with African authorities to explore again all opportunities for partnership with the CISM programs, especially with solidarity, development, peace, and sport. This partnership means our commitment to develop the power of sports as a tool for fostering peace, promoting mutual understanding, and advancing shared goals of development and security in all Africa continent. We are looking forward to the CISM World Summer Games. We are following our strategy to achieve this collaboration. We aim to harness the potential of sports to address common challenges facing our societies, including promoting health and well-being and empowering youth people through sport. And one example was showed by General Maikano about the second African Games. This is a strategy for the Africa continent with OSMA. Thank you. So, by working face to face, hand to hand, with all Africa authorities, we can amplify the impact of our efforts and make meaningful progress towards our collective objectives. Now, I will start to do one very short representation about CISM. What is CISM? What we are doing? What we can do? Next, please. So, we are one of the most largest organizations in the world. We have now 140 countries, plus one who already applied, plus 3 that has the intention. Next, please. We have 26 main sports, and we are doing more. For that, we modernize our program. We started in 1948, right after the Second World War. That was CISM. But before that, we had the Inter-Allied Games. That was just after the First World War. But in that time, just those countries who win the battle could take part. But the military personnel improved it and put all the world to compete together in the battleground of sports. Our membership, as I mentioned to you, can be increasing all over the years. Next, please. So, I'm an infantryman, a paratrooper. Sometimes the numbers doesn't fit well to my face, to my eyes. Here's the world map that you can figure out in a easy way how CISM is distributed all around the world. Next, please. How is our structure? We have the GA. It's very similar to OSMA. We have our DGA. It's the main authority that it's guided by the President and the Secretary General. We have our commissions, Board of Directors, liaison officers. The Secretary General holds all activities with our staff in the CISM headquarters. And we have that technicians, we call them technicians, but they are the core of CISM. They really work for the sports. They are the PCSC, the president of the sports commissions. They are always in touch with you, looking, asking for host countries. Next, please. Today, that you can recognize the leadership of CISM is made by myself. I was elected in the last year, in the last General Assembly in Moscow. And also, we have our Navy Captain, Roberto Recchia, who is doing a great job in CISM. We are facing several difficulties in this world, and he's handled it perfect with his team in Brussels. Next, please. But by the way, all decisions comes through the CISM BOD members. As you can see in that picture, it was our last BOD held in Brussels 1 week ago. We made a lot of decisions, and we have one sentence that is, we have a plan, and we are doing this plan. So, we are in a very prospective and growing moment. Next. Our CISM principles. We are a non-political organization. All countries that are members of CISM can take part in all competitions all around the world. We believe that sport, it's a tool to be fit to fight, but it's also to be fit to do friendship through sport, to build peace. As you mentioned, I can tell to you the operational readiness. We know that sports values contribute too much to do that. Also, not only in body, but in mind. So, we are a democratic. Instead to be military, we are very democratic. Each nation has the same power of vote. Doesn't matter how much money do you have. Every nation has the same vote. We reject any kind of discrimination. And all the member nations can organize a maximum of sports competition. We beg to all the countries to organize sports events and also statutory events. Next, please. The member nation has some obligations, as you can see in the slide. Respect the CISM principles, comply with CISM regulations, meet financial obligations, respond all demands from the CISM HQ, and respect deadlines and procedures in our invitation files. This is a very important aspect that we must take care, because it means safety. It means a better organization to the host country when he knows everything in advance. It's like when you invite someone to come to your home to have a lunch. How many people are coming? Do I have enough seats? My lunch room is big enough, so this is what we take care about. Our activities, the World Games, the World Military Championship, continental, for example, or regional, sport and peace with several actions, International Day of Military Sports, regional development centers. We have someone here already in Africa, in Kenya. We are going to build one another in one country that is under the process. We have academic events. Thank you, Tunisia, for hosting the last symposium, CISM symposium. It was amazing. We could share our knowledge. We could share experience. Not only the sports field, but for the health and for the well-being of our soldiers. Next, please. So, some pictures of our activities. Next, please. The power of CISM, as already mentioned, in the World Military Games. As you can see, this image goes through the world. Next, please. The history of the World Military Games. As General Maikano mentioned, we had the COVID time that we stopped all the World Games, but we are in the process. 2027, we are going to host it again. Next, please. We have some political, economic, psychosocial, military, and media and marketing considerations when we organize our events, especially the World Summer Games. For all the countries, not only for the host country. Next. Values that we can build in our competitions. Next, please. So, there is one very well-known sentence that was made by Nelson Mandela. Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. Next. So, we provide a considerable change in our community with values, education, and promotion of the health lifestyle among soldiers. Next. Everything's possible. We are on the way. Next. Here, my salute to the OSMA president for the legacy that he is creating for the Africa continent. Next. To end, just let's watch one move, and after that, I finish my presentation, and I will say thank you for all of you.
Chief of Defense Staff to kindly invite the guest of honor to give his remarks.
I'm delighted to be here with you today on the occasion of the Organization of Military Sports in Africa General Assembly in Abuja, Nigeria. I'm aware that this event is part of the Defense Headquarters 2024 forecast of events. The General Assembly is intended to forge cohesion among member nations for enhanced understanding and good working relationship among others. The objective of the General Assembly is to further cement esprit de corps and further improve the existing cordial relationship among the armed forces of member nations. This event will equally provide the platform for the armed forces to interact with one another towards sustaining the good working relationship built and enjoyed over the years. The importance of sports and physical fitness to armed forces in Africa cannot be overemphasized, particularly at this time that we are contending with myriad of security challenges. Sports can be used as a non-kinetic means of combating insecurity challenges, as well as improve the physical and mental fitness of personnel that makes the difference in combat and international security operations. Those physically and mentally fit personnel can endure tough weather or terrain conditions and other stressful and harsh battle conditions. Sports organizations like the Organization of Military Sports in Africa has capacity of uniting various armed forces of African countries by organizing different sports of this nature in order to tackle the current security challenges confronting African countries. This explains why avenues such as this General Assembly needs to be continuously created to facilitate mutual interaction among personnel in a relaxed and very good atmosphere instead of the battlefield. The organization of this General Assembly could not have thus come at a time better than now when African armed forces need a close working relationship, more especially in information sharing, training of personnel, and to further deepen democratic tendencies among African militaries. There are many ways to use sports to promote diplomacy. However, the most common method is to host international sporting events, such as the Olympic or the FIFA World Cup, as well as the participating and succeeding in international events hosted by other countries. I wish to therefore commend the effort of the Chief of Defense Staff, the President of the Organization of Military Sports in Africa, and the local organizing committee for putting together this continental event, which stands to foster comradeship among members of the armed forces. I will not end my remark without assuring you all the unflinching commitment of the President Commander of Armed Forces of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, on his desire to ensure the best of welfare and working conditions for the personnel of our armed forces and other security agencies. He appreciates the huge efforts and great sacrifice you all are making to keep our dear country, Nigeria, safe and Africa in the world in general. On this note, and to the glory of Almighty God, I hereby declare the 2024 Organization of Military Sports in Africa General Assembly open.
Since my assumption of office as the Chief of Defense Staff of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, I found sports as one of the veritable tools in our non-kinetic efforts in tackling the multidimensional threats in our dear country. Further to that, I also envisioned that the promotion of sports is a vital medium to enhance unity and cooperation among members of the armed forces, our families, and the general populace, as enshrined in my leadership concept with focus on a people-centric approach. In keeping with the elements of nurturing people-centrism and collaboration in my leadership concept, the Armed Forces of Nigeria have also started a sports recovery program through the Invictus Program Foundation for our wounded, injured, and sick soldiers to manage post-traumatic stress disorder. Based on this, We are gradually observing positive behavioral and mental changes among those involved or influenced through the medium of sports. I am aware that the participating countries in this year's OSMA General Assembly Abuja 2024 had inclusive deliberations and elections that re-elected our own Major General Maikano to continue as the OSMA president for another term. I want to say a very big thank you. To this, I want to thank all of you, delegates, and everyone that made this historical feat a reality. My admonition for those our sportsmen and women honored today is to remain positive and not to rest on our oars. You should note that it is hard to become a champion, but harder to maintain or retain your championship status. Going further, the Armed Forces of Nigeria will continue to protect the excellent relationship with other African countries. We are all brothers and sisters, and further seek areas for collaboration and synergy of efforts. I have no doubt in my mind that by building bridges of understanding through sports diplomacy, Africa will be better for it. In the light of this, let me use this opportunity to express our profound appreciation to the President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for his unwavering support and commitment to the operational and welfare needs of the Armed Forces of Nigeria and support to other African countries, which has been instrumental to the modest successes we have achieved in tackling the multitude of security challenges confronting our countries. I wish to also thank your respective heads of state presidents that have also made it possible for you to be able to attend this summit this year. I also like to appreciate the Honorable Minister of Defense, Alhaji Mohammed Badaru Abakar, CON MNI, for his leadership and for always finding time to identify with us. I appreciate the service chiefs and the participating countries for ensuring the participation of their delegates in this event. I applaud the organizing committee for working tirelessly to make this a success. So also the President of CISM and all members of the High Table. Finally, our sincere thanks goes to all our invited guests, specifically those from other security agencies. My regards also goes to our media partners who have made their services available to us and making sure the objective of this event was achieved. Thank you all for making this event a memorable one. Let us continue to sustain our friendship through sports. I wish you all a safe journey to your respective countries. Thank you and God bless you all.